move that closer. Bam. Bam. There we go. We should be good now. We should be good now. There we go. All set up. Ready to roll. Ready to roll. All about it. All about it. Ah. Xander, what's going on, dude? What up, dude? Andres, Bortforts, bam! What up, everyone? What's good, you guys? Sorry for the late start. We had to run a couple errands. We had to go to Home Depot because I have to grind down a couple of the valve buckets on the STI just to get valve lash set correctly. But I have one side completely done. Cams are in, cam gears are on, ready to rock and roll. Other side, I'm waiting to pick up a bucket tomorrow, but gotta grind down these other ones just to get them to fit properly. So what's going on, everyone? Gilberto, Butterfly, Connor, what's poppin'? Fox, Dan on me? What's going on, man? Carl, Drew, what's poppin', you guys? Anyone doing anything exciting tonight? Kicking it, chilling? How was dinner? I have not eaten yet. We went and got food, but I didn't want to keep pushing the stream out any later than needed. So after the stream, I'm going to go eat the foods that we got. Hi, Smedia. What's going on? Oscar, Samuel. Do WRXs deserve the STI wings? I think they don't. I mean, the word deserves, if they deserve an STI wing, I mean, I don't really know what constitutes whether it deserves it or not. As for if somebody wants to put an STI wing on their car, that's completely their decision. It's their car. They can do whatever they want. I'm not gonna stop them. I am not going to stop them. The Ancient God 23. What's Gucci? What's Gucci, my dude? Tom, what's poppin', dude? Jacob, how's it going? You know, we're kicking it. Like I said, Home Depot run to go get some sanding pads to be able to sand down these valve buckets to get them to sit properly. But, you know, it's going. It's going. Yo, happy Tuesday stream. What up, Ryan? I'm just trying to decide on a new clutch. Mine is slipping ACT. Pretty good option. Can't go wrong with ACT. There are so many freaking aftermarket head units to choose from. I know, right? I personally like the Sony ones. Have pretty good experience with the Sony ones. They function awesome. The UI is pretty nice on them too. Plus they look good and they're not like stupid crazy expensive. Byron, what's up? Jamie, I'm here. Let's get the party started. I'm all about it. Let's get the party started. Just got 1,400 foot-pound impact drill. These bolts ain't ready. Yo, if somebody put a 1,400 foot-pound impact drill in my hands, you know how many bolts I'd cross-thread and strip and break? Probably every single one. Be careful. Be careful with all that power, Butterfly. That's a lot of power you got. I've been trying to diagnose my car on my Subi. My Subi just started having a cylinder 1 misfire. Ooh, never fun. So remember, just start with like plugs. Go from there. Plugs. Coil packs. Narrow it down. Narrow it down. No, a WRX doesn't deserve a wing. What if the WRX is swapped? News on the EG. The EG is with drawing a blank, Jeremy down at Outfront. So they received the motor last, Thursday? I think they got the motor back down to Outfront last Thursday. So they're tearing it apart, swapping case halves and everything. They have to redeck the new case halves, so they gotta reclose deck them, they gotta rehone them, all that stuff. So hopefully, and re-drill them up to 1/2 inch head studs. So hopefully here soon we will have the EG back yet again, and hopefully this time without any damage. Logan, what up? How you doing tonight? Not too bad, dude. Just been putting the 05 STI together. The motor should be able to go back in the car tomorrow. So pretty good progress. Pretty good progress. No complaints. I have a question about compression ratios. I know that the newer EJ27 823 or something like that. Do I need to find specific pistons for 8-to-1? Yes. So if they make pistons for specific compression ratio. So if you're looking to stay with the exact same compression ratio that you have, get the proper pistons. They should say the compression ratio, what the piston actually is whenever you go to order them. Opinion on going from an 09 WRX to an 06 WRX. I'm all about it. I love it. I love the idea. Or 06 STI. My apologies. STI. I love it. I'm all about it. I did something similar. I sold my 08 STI to go to an 07 STI years ago. Best decision I could have made. I was extremely happy with it. The new setup for the live stream is much better. See, that's what I'm saying. Look at this. Is this quality? Not just like super crisp, but I actually got all the lighting situations like taken care of now, so it's not like super dark in like certain corners in here. So I mean, I'm like ecstatic with this live stream setup now. I love it. Why shame WRX for putting an STI wing and not an STI putting on WRX trunks? It's a valid point. Like I said, I'm not shaming it. I have no problem with it. Put a wing on it, man. See, that's what I'm saying. Put a wing on it. Drew, 2 questions. What you got, Drew? What kind of mounts do you use? Also, what bushings do you prefer? As for mounts, I mean, it really depends on what you're going to be doing with the car. The 17 STI has pretty much all solid mounts in that thing. In the 05 STI, it has all group N mounts. So if you're looking to have like a little bit stiffer of a mount, that's not like crazy harsh, crazy loud, crazy vibration, that kind of stuff, consider group N. They're pretty affordable. I think it's like $40 for motor mounts and like $45 to $50 for the transmission mount. Well worth it in my opinion. But if you're looking to go like a lot stiffer, whenever it comes to like motor or transmission mounts, or if you want to lump in pitch stop mounts you can get pretty much whatever you want as long as it still retains a bushing. Like IAG, Cobb, Perrin, all of them are decent pitch stop mounts. They'll do the exact same thing. The durometer of the bushing doesn't make a huge difference in my opinion. As for bushings, what do I use? I like the 2-piece bushings just because that way I don't have to use a press to get a lot of the old bushings out. So White Line and Cartboy have pretty much been my go-to for any bushing stuff. I'm about Pioneer. Pioneer makes good head units too. WRXs don't deserve STI wings. What's with all the hate? Why does everyone hate it? What do you think about the IAG Stage 3 short block? I mean, Matt and I were actually looking at those last night. Not that we were going to buy one, but solid short block depending on how much power you're wanting to make. I think those ones are rated to like 600 or 650 wheel horsepower, I believe. Don't quote me on that one, but they look like pretty solid short blocks. Why does the external wastegate setup make the weird noise? Are you talking about like the weird fluttering noise? If you're hearing the flutter in the external wastegate, that's going to be from the 3-port boost controller. For the most part, you're going to hear that 3-port boost controller controlling the boost. That's just it shut off, like on off, on off, on off. So you're hearing the wastegate, like it sounds like laughing. Like it's weird. It sounds like a weird laughing sound coming from the wastegate. My WRX got put on the back burner because I ordered the lift kit for my Forester. All about it. Who doesn't want a lifted Forester? What is this, email? Oh, I got a notification that my own live stream is happening. Thank you, YouTube, for letting me know. No shame here, but to say deserves is a hard laugh. You can put whatever you want on your car. Exactly how I look at it. It's not my car. You guys want to put a wing on your car? Put a wing on your car. I'm not going to tell you not to put a wing on your car. Would you rather put a top mount? Ooh, Ryan. Would you rather put a top mount intercooler back on or do upholstery work? Why do I have to do either one of those? I don't enjoy either of those. If I had to pick one, I'm going to be honest. I think I'd take the upholstery work. I hate top mount intercoolers. I hate those things with a passion. There's more frustration with the top mount. Is it okay to put STI wings on W? It is okay. It's okay to put STI wings on WRXs as long as you don't put STI badges. What's wrong with that? I put an STI badge on the BRZ. I did that. So what? So what? What's my opinion on using seafoam in an STI? Personally, I'm not a huge fan of seafoam. I just never been a huge fan of it. What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you just trying to get like carbon buildup out? Are you trying to like clean, like what are you trying to achieve using the seafoam? Because you can enter seafoam into a car in multiple different locations. You can do like the gas tank, the oil, you can do it through the intake. There's a couple different ways to spray seafoam through there. I've just never been a huge fan of seafoam. Heck yeah, I can't wait to see it start up. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get those likes up, people. Jamie in here policing people up. I'm all about it, Tanner, did you have trouble when tapping into fuses? Like I tap into fuses for my dash cam and radar, but whatever I tap into stops working, but the dash cam and radar works. Was just talking to Fox in the chat. If you're tapping into something to try to pull power, you need to make sure that it has ample power to be able to supply whatever it's supplying with power still and whatever you're adding onto it. So if you're overloading the system, then if you're putting your taps prior to where the fuse is, then it's going to go the path of least resistance there, and it's probably going to go up to either the dash cam or the radar before actually going to where it needs to go. Are you using... I would use an add a fuse instead of like tapping into a fuse. I don't know if that is what you're using. And if it is, then make sure that you have the appropriate size fuses in there too, so that way you're not like using too small of fuses or too big of fuses, because either option is not going to be a win-win there. Stage 3 FA20. Gilbert. Oh, for the Stage 3 IAG. That's for the FA20. I haven't looked at the FA21, so I do not know there. Do not know on that one. My car just started making a very quiet tick. What would it be? I like this, that I can do this now. How am I supposed to guess over the live stream? I don't know. That could be so many things. I have no idea. Like, there could be so many things. Okay, thanks for clarifying. Time to look for pistons. Look for some pistons! Does removing secondary air pump make it smell like gas fumes? No. All the secondary air pump does is pump air back into the system on cold start. So you're not gonna smell any gas or anything like that. If you go to delete like evap or things like that, anything that has to deal with like the fuel system, then obviously you're gonna smell some like fuely smells. But no, secondary air pump's not gonna make anything smell like gas. Yo, great video out today. Thanks, Speeder617. Thank you, my man. Like I said, if you guys haven't watched that video already, we are doing that giveaway with Chemical Guys. So keep an eye out in the next video for the details on how to enter. I don't even know how I'm going to go about it yet, but I started shooting the next video, but I haven't talked about it yet, so I'll figure something out. But if you haven't already, go check that one out. Got my 04 STI back on the road after 10 years of storage. Ooh, I am curious. What all needed replaced after letting it sit for 10 years? Fill me in, Ryan PSTI. Let me know, dude. Heard it's recommended to replace the O-rings each time you remove the top mount intercooler. True? No. No, I think what O-rings? What O-rings are you talking about? The couplers? What O-rings? What O-rings are we talking about here? I've never even seen O-rings. Each time you remove the what O-rings? Oh, if it's like a VF52, you have like an O-ring in there that seals the turbo to the intercooler. In that case, no, unless it's damaged. That's the only time that I'd really swap it out. Seems like I smell the fuel now. You shouldn't be able to. That might be a placebo, or you might have another issue going on there. I'm back to work for the next month, so lots of time to watch more of your older videos. Keep coming. Hey, appreciate it, dude. I have like that weird hiccups right now. Don't know why. Ugh. It's like stuck. It's like stuck in my throat. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of good info in those older videos. Every once in a while, like whenever I'm on YouTube and here just like kicking it, watching videos, I try to find a lot of your guys' videos too, and you guys have seen me comment on them here and there. But yeah, a lot of those older ones, like good info. They pop up on my like recommended. My own videos are like being recommended to me now just because my entire search history is like all Subaru stuff. I've been looking for an 05 STI. Holy-ish, they're hard to find that aren't complete basket cases. Welcome to my world. That 05 out there was just a complete nightmare of endlessness. And I found more problems. One of the axle boots has a tear in it, so I have to tear out one of the axles after the tune, fix the axle boot, repack it with grease, and get it back in there. So I've never done that before, so that'll be a fun learning experience. All the parts are finally here for the S209, E85 external wastegate headers, Killer Bee oil pan, and more. Also switching to Tome cat back and NVIDIA catless downpipe. Ooh, wide body nation. Keep me posted on how those installs go, dude. Okay, so I'm confused. Just curious, which cars have the EJ25 versus EJ20? EJ20 is going to be all WRXs up until I want to say 06, and then they swapped them to EJ25. Could be 07 that they swapped them to EJ25. I don't remember off the top of my head. But primarily it's only going to be older WRXs that really use the EJ20. I'm pretty sure all EJs use the same connecting rods. So would it be smart to grab EJ257 connecting arms and slap them into an EJ20 for extra strength? If you wanted to, I mean, I believe the STI connecting rods are a little bit stronger than the WRX ones. Honestly, I would just buy aftermarket connecting rods. Like, connecting rods aren't terribly expensive. I mean, if you're really like balling on a budget, then by all means, you can definitely do that if you want to. I was looking at connecting rods last night. You can get a set for like $350 or so. I would just grab a new set. Does external wastegate noise quiet down a bit if you route it into the exhaust? Yes. A ton, yes, because you're not hearing it all dump to the atmosphere right underneath your like passenger's feet. It's all going back into the downpipe and then going out the back of the car, which I foresee is going to be the way that a lot of people are going to have to start doing it in the future with the EPA crackdown stuff. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it quiets it down quite a bit. Didn't Subaru offer WRXs in the past with an STI wing? I think with the VA chassis they did. I think that was like an additional package you could get if you wanted to, just because I have seen a couple of them come from the factory with it. I don't know if it's an addition or not. Ben, what's going on, dude? Hey, Tanner, I've literally had the worst day of my life today. People not wanting to cooperate with me and people just screwing me up. I'm mad as hell right now. Well, Ben, I hope your night gets a little bit better, dude. I have had days like that, as I'm sure everyone else has. Just hopefully it gets a little better for you, man. Hopefully just marginally. Just hopefully it gets better. You also put a turbo in the BRZ. Just because I put a turbo in the BRZ does not make it an STI, though, and I slapped an STI badge on that thing. LOL, my wife says the 3-port wastegate sounds like the Pillsbury Doughboy. I can see it. You poke him in the belly and he makes external wastegate noise now. I can see it. That's a thing now. Hello, small dog. You came in the office. What's gonna be the hardest part to finish the 05 by Friday? Valve buckets. I mean, honestly, everything's like super smooth from this point forward. Like I said, I have to grind down 2 valve buckets. Once those two valve buckets are ground down, smooth sailing. It's just bolt everything back up, put it back in the car, start it. Hopefully everything goes smoothly and we're back on the road. Also, Jamie, appreciate the dono. $10. Ooh, always appreciate it. We got Perry the Pear flying through space and time. I am all about Perry. I love Perry the Pear. But yeah, hardest part is probably just going to be grinding down these valve buckets. Like, I've already started hand sanding one of them, and I realized that it's completely awful to do it that way. So I got these Dremel attachments where I can stick the Dremel inside of the bucket, and then it just, like, spins on the little nipple to grind the nipple down. I only have to pull off, like, 0.003 of an inch on some of these ones, so they're not terrible to do. Hey, YouTube notifications! What's going on, Kristen? Have an 05 OBXT. When upshifting, the RPM slightly drop even after fully in gear. Any idea what's going on here? I don't. Is it automatic? Is it a manual? Even with the automatics, you can still upshift, downshift with the paddle. So, I mean, what transmission do you have in your OBXT? I'm guessing it's a manual, but just for some clarification there. Connor, I'm liking the new setup. Appreciate it, dude. It's so much more, like, clear and crisp, right? We may run into an issue at the half-hour mark. I have no idea if this camera is going to shut off after 30 minutes of streaming. It shouldn't, because it's set to just not do that. Maybe I just have to, like, touch the screen so that way it doesn't do that. I think. I don't know. Maybe if I just hit, like, the focus button. Woo! It should, like, keep it going. I don't know. We'll find out. Cobb 20G versus FP Blue. If you're looking to make up to 400 wheel horsepower, definitely a Cobb 20G is a good option if you're not looking to make anything past 400 wheel horsepower. If you're looking to make a little bit more than 400, definitely the FP Blue. Also, Ben, appreciate the dono, my friend. Like I said, hopefully your night gets better for you, my man. Chat, don't you jump on me. What's your guess? I'm E-tuning with Fat Boy, and would my end power be 2020 WRX, a Grim Speed drop-in filter, Cobb J-pipe, boost controller, Remark R1 catback. Catback's not really going to add any power, so we'll just take that one off of there. So we're looking at boost controller, J-pipe, drop-in filter, stage 2 on a 2020 WRX. I'm going to guess around 265 wheel horsepower. That would be my guess. All right, back to the electrical question from Fox, and I forgot, and Ricky, my bad. So using an add-a-fuse tap, gave him advice on testing to make sure everything was actually making connection. Using an add-a-fuse, when I use the 7.5 amp, I put the 7.5 amp in the other side. I'm guessing I'm not using a high enough fuse for the side. Definitely try, I mean, I would bump it up to like maybe, you're trying to power a lot of stuff off that thing. I would bump it up to like a 15, assuming that it's nothing critical in the car that you're pulling power off of. If it's something critical, don't be bumping up fuse sizes like that. But another thing you could do is also, if you have a voltmeter or whatever they're called, is it a voltmeter? Is that what they're, I don't think it's called a voltmeter, but you know what I'm talking about. The thing that reads electrical current. Test that guy, grab that guy, test it, see how much power you're actually drawing off that add-a-fuse. If it's more than it's got to be around 12 volts. I'm guessing that 12 volts is coming off, splitting, 12 volts going out. I would initially just try bumping up fuse size. Small increments. Don't go too big. If it's too big, you can have other electrical issues that are not fun to deal with. Lily 101. What up? Hey, Smedia, what's up? You tell me what's up. What's up? We kicking it. What's up? Is porting the heads worth it on an EJ20G, or is it better to try and find an EJ207 EJ20K heads? What are EJ20K heads? I haven't heard of those ones before. Porting, I mean, it's worth it. It's not really needed unless you're really shooting for a ton of power. I mean, or you're trying to get a lot more flow. It's just, I don't really see a huge need for it unless you're really trying to, like, I'd say north of like 450 horsepower is when I would consider porting. If you're like south of that, I wouldn't worry about it. You've been doing big things. I'm always doing big stuff. I got a big coffee. God, dude, I can't get over how like clear this video is. I'm sorry. It's just so weird. So weird. I'm thinking about doing an engine swap on a lifted Forester, EZ30D or EE20 turbo diesel. I don't see a lot of the turbo diesel, so I'm gonna go turbo diesel on that one just because it's a little bit different than an EZ30 turbo diesel. That's got my vote. If we're voting, that's got my vote. Oh god, no. Tuning forks, please no. Brain still... They were not that loud when I was editing, so I don't know if they just got like exponent... And they're not that loud whenever I watch it on my phone. I don't know if your guys' volume is just like all the way up, but I have no idea. It didn't sound that loud to me when I was doing it, but then again, my hearing is like also pretty shot at this point, so... I do apologize for the loud tuning fork noise. Arrived a little late. Hope all is well. What's going on, Cody? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Mickey, hey, what's up, bro? What's up, dude? I have two questions. One, what do you think about the IAG long block that's rated for 900 horsepower as a kinda daily? My goal is 750. What do you need 750 horsepower for in a daily driver? Who are you racing out there? Who are you racing? I mean, if you really want it, yeah, I mean, that's good. That's a good setup. If your goal is 750 wheel horsepower, additionally, you want around 15 to 20% leeway on top of whatever your goal is for whatever the block's rated to, just to ensure longevity, so you're not putting it like exponential stress on the motor. You want to try to relieve as much stress as possible. So I mean, if you're looking at doing that, it's a good setup. Two, how to get the sneezing sound how to get the sneezing sound out of my turbo. I don't know why I saw the word cut in there. Is the blow off valve or bypass valve, or what if you don't? So, I mean, if you want the compressor surge noise, just honestly, just block off the bypass valve and the blow off valve. If you're making 750 wheel horsepower, just block it off. You're going to be on speed density anyways. It's not going to matter. It's not going to hurt anything. The amount of air that actually cuts back through the turbo isn't going to do detrimental damage. It might do a little bit of damage over time, but it's not going to be anything. If you really want the sound that bad, just plug it. Don't run a blow off valve. Don't run a bypass valve. Then you'll get the sound. Or are you referring to the sneezing sound as the blow-off valve? Either way, you can get some sick compressor surge, you can get a very loud blow-off valve noise. Can you drive the car with front mount intercooler swap without tune until you tune it? Just get a base tune. Just get a base tune from your tuner. I wouldn't. It's not going to be responsive. It's not going to be happy. You've changed how much volume the intercooler is able to effectively move, and you've also increased piping by what, 6 feet total from the turbo to the intercooler back up to the throttle body. No, just get a base tune. 2013 STI brake is squeaking with new rotor and pads. Is it possible for bearing to make squeaking noises? I mean, your bearing can be making squeaking noises, yeah, but if you just replace the rotor and the pads, you probably need to bed that side in, or make sure you didn't install the pads backwards, so that way the little metal like clip that is supposed to let you know when your pads are starting to wear isn't bent, or it's not like scraping on anything. Video tutorial recommendation for pulling a WRX engine. Cole, I got lots of videos on how to pull motors out. I got lots of them. Go swing through the channel. I got lots of them. It ain't too bad. Unless it's like an FA20. I don't have an FA20 video on that one. Is it an FA20 or an EJ? It's a WRX. Could go either way. Recently just installed Cobb resonated J-pipe and pill removed. Already had Cobb SF intake flash stage 2 tune, and a week later my dam dropped 2.7. Well, you should be on the stage 2 plus tune, not the stage 2. Stage 2 is just a J-pipe setup. Stage 2 plus is going to be intake and J-pipe, so make sure you have the right tune on there. The cold start idling keeps bouncing. Any tips, or should I change back to stage 1 plus until fully install the whole turbo back? Stage 2 plus, that is the tune that you want to be using. Video for axle boot replacement. Sure. Like I said, I've never done it before. I don't know how to do it, but I'll figure it out. I was watching a video on it earlier. off of... See, that's the thing. Whenever I go to watch, like, Subaru videos, if I don't know how to do something and I gotta go learn how to do it, all the videos I watch are, like, 5, 6 years old, or it's someone, like... Which there's nothing wrong with it, but I don't even know where I put my phone. It's like someone recording on their phone, and they don't get a whole bunch of detail, and it's hard to watch. If we do it, yes, I will make a video on it. Hello, my fellow Subaru dudes. How many head gaskets do I need to keep handy? I keep one set spare in the garage. You never know when you're going to need them, but you might just need them. What will be louder? Anyone? 3-inch catback, no resonator, and no mufflers or Tome combined. Well, you're talking about a straight pipe versus a Tome, which has a muffler. The straight pipe's obviously going to be louder there. It's obviously going to be louder. Everything still need to be addressed, and some rust on the rear subframe. Need to put a fuel cell in the trunk. Shop couldn't change my fuel pump due to rust. Really? That rusty? It surprises me. Like, it genuinely surprises me how rusty some cars get up in, like, the Northeast. It boggles my mind, which I totally understand. There's a ton of salt on the roads, and there's corrosion, and it's just not a good time. Like, I thought rust up here was bad. Not even. It can't even compete. Can't even touch what the rust up there is. What up, man? What up, Chandler? Nick, can you not buy TGV Delete now? Manufacturers are starting to pull them off of a website, so if you are looking at getting a TGV Delete setup, you might want to do it soon, my friend. You might want to do it soon. I don't know how much longer, like, IAG and Torque Solutions is going to be able to sell that stuff before they get tagged by the EPA also. I don't even know if the EPA is going after them, but you never know. Jaden, my 03 WRX makes the external wastegate flutter noise at around 17 psi, even though I have the stock internal wastegate and a 3-port. It didn't used to... I mean, same. You're going to hear it both internal and external. What it is, it's just the boost controller regulating boost. So when you hit whatever PSI it is, it's going to go on, off, on, off, on, off to regulate boost. So that's that noise that you guys are hearing. Anyone a fan of the Subaru SVX? I love the SVX. I love it so much, I took one of its engines. I took one of their engines. I love the SVX. SVX is a weird car. I think it was somewhat of a missed opportunity for Subaru because I think they could have done a lot better on the SVX platform, but it's still a good car. What up, folks? What up, Sebastian? Is it Sebastian or Sebastian? I'm not sure. Please correct me. Please correct. Please let me know what it is, so that way future me can properly say it. Wacky window in window design. Wacky window in window design. How could you not be a fan? What is a wacky window in window design? I don't know what about it. Shoot, I'm all over the place. Got some peeps in here. Smash that like button, everyone. See, now Eric's policing people up. I'm all about it. All about it. It would be really cool if my chat just didn't, like, jump all the way down. There we go. Hey, just finished installing parts on my 19 STI, external wastegate, FP green, fuel rails, 1050X, and fuel pressure regulator. Now I am hearing a loud ticking on idle coming from the air motive, fuel pressure regulator, and rails. I mean, the injectors alone are going to make a ticking noise. Like, Subaru injectors alone are already pretty loud. You shouldn't be hearing a ticking noise coming from the fuel pressure regulator. What fuel pressure regulator are you using? Is it like Aeromotive A1? Oh, okay, it's an Aeromotive fuel pressure regulator. I'm guessing it's an A1000, so that means you did fuel lines, fuel rails, injectors. It's probably the injectors you're hearing. That would be my guess, because any ID injector is pretty loud, especially on Subarus. Sup, y'all? Are you running an aftermarket bypass valve? I am. I have the Cobb. I always use the Cobb. It's a good one. It's a good one. It doesn't leak. Does its job. Holds pressure. It's nice. Looks good. It's a Cobb. Had that issue before. No, I haven't. I mean, I hear injectors. Injectors are typically going to be loud. What to do? Want to do? Dude, I'm all over the place with reading tonight. Want to do an OEM reflash for my 04 WRX, but pretty intimidated on it. Enjoy watching your latest build. Hey, appreciate it, dude. It's not too bad. If you an OEM refresh. Jeez, like I said, I cannot read tonight. I do not know why. Do it. Do the OEM refresh. It'll be nice. It'll make things like nice and fresh again. Although getting to the point, the whole process of getting the refresh done is probably going to suck, especially like depending on the age of it. 04 WRX was at 17 years old at this point. It's going to be really, like, rusty in some spots, crunchy, grimy. It'll be worth it in the end, though. Does removing an AC system do anything performance-wise really other than freeing up some space in the engine bay? Technically, it pulls out weight. So technically, Why did it hide that? I don't know why I hid that. So technically, yeah, I mean, it is doing something performance-orientated. Dropping weight. Dropping weight! Some pulls with the Skittle versus the Blob. What is the Skittle? What is the Skittle, Christian? I'm very, very curious. What Skittle? What are we talking about Skittles over here? Oh, yeah, OEM refresh on my motor, I meant. Pull it and refresh it all. Do it! Do it, it's not too bad. Ain't too bad. I have a header question. Apparently the EJ20G Phase 1 WX headers are special. The heat shield is rusted through. Would it be worth it to find some new heat shields, or why are they special? Why are they special? Also, Mickey, appreciate the dono. Perry the Pear doing a nice cool little bow there. I'm all about it. I love Perry. Love Perry the Pear. The WX headers are special. The heat shields are rusted through. Why don't you just coat it or wrap it? Just heat wrap it. That's what I would do. 7:21 p.m. Cody, well, I don't know why I did all that. Consistently had a negative 1.41 feedback knock, just went cruising and then got a 2.3 and then back to 0 after flooring the gas. I'm definitely not liking stage 1 Cobb tune. Guess I need a pro tune. Haha, Cobb says that is normal. To have dam in the range of 0.6 to 1, that's not normal. It should always be 1. I mean, that's with OTS tunes in general, though. Any OTS tune, like I've said in the past and multiple times before, OTS tunes are a generalized tune made to try to work with every single car out there on the road. Pro tunes, E-tunes, going to be the way to go for that one. What is my camera setup for my live stream? This is my Canon EOS R. This is the camera that I use to shoot all the videos with. It's awesome. Look at that. Look at that. Woo! God, we have so much zoom in capability. If I swapped my 24 to 105 lens on here, it'd be way too much zoom. Way too much zoom. But yeah, I'm just using my EOS R for this. OBXT is manual. If it's doing it in manual, if it's you're shifting, and then when you shift, the RPMs. I honestly don't know on that one. I couldn't even think of what would be, because if you're shifting and then it's affecting RPMs after you shift, my only thing I would think of is tune related. But I mean, that's a long shot on that one. That is a long shot. I don't know. I'll ask Matt. Matt knows more about the OBXT stuff, and hopefully I can get back to you or give you an answer in the next live stream. Because I mean, even though it's still just a Subaru 5-speed and just a standard engine setup, I don't know. I'm not sure on that one. Sorry for split text. You good, Cody? Also, Reflex Boxer 2nd LT. Appreciate the dono. Do heat wraps on pipes keep engine cool? They definitely help with heat control. I mean, obviously, your exhaust manifold is going to get hot. It's going to have radiant heat that goes up. It's going to heat soak into anything it can grab onto. Aluminum, steel, plastic, whatever it can leach itself onto and just start heating everything else up. So doing an exhaust wrap on that is going to help control temperatures a little bit better, just to help keep everything else cooler. Got a 2020 WRX. Should I get the STI short throw shifter? No. Get Boomba. The OEM STI one on the FA20 WRX is trash. I'm not a fan of it at all. Multimeter. Thank you. That is what I was thinking of earlier. Where did I just go? Okay, chat. I'm gonna scroll down. Don't jump on me. We're doing good. We're scrolling properly. There we go. Hey Tanner, just got here. What's left to finish the motor? Valve bucket. So I have the passenger side completely done. I've got the cams in, valve lashes set, cam seals are in, cam gears are on, valve cover is on, spark plugs are in, coil packs are in. Half the motor's done. I just have to do the driver's side. But I have to sand down some of the buckets just to get valve lash where I want it, I guess I should say. Because technically we are in spec on valve lash. The range for valve lash from Brian Crower on those cams is 8 thou to 6 thou on the intake side. Some of them are right at 8 thou, which is what I want. Other ones are hanging out around like 5.5 to 6 thou. So what I need to do is just open up that valve bucket a little bit more, pull off maybe 1 thou to 1.5 thou of material off the inside nipple of the valve bucket, get everything reassembled. Then I can get those cam gears sealed up, put back in fully, cam gears back on, valve cover back on. Drop the motor back in the engine bay, I guess, car, whatever you want to call it, and then we're gonna be like on our way. Always a pleasure being here, man. My question this week is bags or coils. That is a very good question. Been wanting Fortune Autos, but friends have me considering bags. Also, what do you think about the waterless washing product? I've not heard of any waterless washing product. As for the bags versus coils, I mean, obviously I've had both. The 2017 STI was bagged. Now the 05 STI is on coils. I've had coils and bags on prior cars as well. But for the debate of what you should get, if it's a daily driver street car, I would probably get bags again, to be honest. With the correct setup on bags, it's nice having the adjustability and the availability of being able to change the suspension ride height whenever you want at the push of a button. And it's always fun to be able to slam your car on the ground whenever you want to in a way that's not going to be destroying the car because you're not driving around like super static all the time. But keep in mind that if you do decide to do bags, it takes a lot of chassis bracing, a lot of other suspension components to get the bags to handle well, and a very, very, very good setup with the bags, because it's not just install the bags, change whatever like pressure you have in each bag, and that's going to be your driving height and everything's going to be perfect. Now you still have to do like adjustment on the threaded portion of the bag itself. You have to make sure that the PSI is where you want it. You still have dampening that you have to adjust. So there's a lot more that goes into setting up bags properly, but when they are set up properly, it's a very good setup. Will I still offer tunes in TGV for TGV and EGR deletes? I don't know. I cannot confirm on that one, unfortunately. Rinks, I'm having a dyno day tomorrow. Well, good luck on the dyno. Hopefully everything goes very smoothly. I gotta touch this button again so that way my camera doesn't shut off. Golden. Hey, we made it past 30 minutes and the camera's still going. Perfect. Tapped into the 12-volt outlet and door locks, but door locks stopped working, so I removed the fuse. Door lock started working again. Like we talked about, just try to up fuse size a hair. Just a hair. The reason I want to port is because the EJ20G heads are crazy restrictive, like really bad. I mean, if you want to, then yeah, go for it, port them. If you want to do, if you're going to be doing porting, you might as well do oversized valves as well. Maybe go like a +1 on the intake and exhaust just to be able to actually flow more air through the porting, because just if you're porting it alone, then you're going to be restricted by the valve size. So if you're going to be doing that, I would recut seats. I would resurface the heads, obviously, port them, get them nice, do like a casting cleanup as well while you're in there. Personal preference, that's what I would do on that one. My headset is really good, and I have my upper range hearing still. I am glad, Fox. I'm sorry for deafening you earlier with the tuning fork noise. I wasn't expecting that to be crazy loud like it was. I've got a stock 18 STI, 35k miles, daily driven, about 20 miles per day. Highway is a C4CM cylinder 4 cooling mod. I just sit there and like decrypt that, decode it. And AOS worth it. I just want my car to last 10 years. Honestly, you don't need the cylinder 4 cooling mod if you're just like daily driving it. You're not beating on the car all the time. I would still suggest getting an AOS if you don't mind spending the $400 on doing so. Being able to reduce the amount of blow-by is just, it's going to be so beneficial even when the car is stock. But the cylinder 4 cooling mod you definitely do not need if you're just driving the car as just a normal daily driver and you're not getting on it all the time. If you're going to be getting on the car, I would definitely suggest snagging one. They're a little bit of a pain to install with the motor in the car, and if you've never done it before, but they're not too bad if you do decide to do one. The tuning forks were loud with headphones. I really didn't. They really weren't loud when I was editing it last night. I promise. I pinky promise on that one. What happened the last live stream? Oh, Comcast was doing service on the internet on the street, and they shut off the internet to the entire block to like service a telephone pole or one of their transmitters or whatever they were doing. So I mean, it just boop, just like shut straight off. When is it going on? When is what going on? When is it going on? Trying to see if there's like a previous comment to that. I don't see one. I don't know when what is going on. I do not know. Tuning fork. My dogs lost it. Went absolutely nuts. Hilarious. I didn't think they were that loud. I guess they were. 750 wheel horsepower daily isn't going to last for daily. I mean, it depends on how you drive it. Like, driving style is a big factor, which really controls the overall longevity of the car. I mean, if you're obviously beating on your car every single day, it's not going to last nearly as long, but if you take care of it, you're not beating on it, you're just driving it normal, it'll last. Yesterday I seen somebody with a Subaru WRX STI with donks. I've seen a couple donked out STIs. They're weird. They're interesting. I don't quite know how the all-wheel drive system likes it, but I've seen a couple of them. I have sensitive ears, lol. I don't have my TV volume very high. Maybe it was just like maybe it was the pitch. Maybe I'm just like deaf to that pitch now or something. I have no idea. What's the end goal for the 6-cylinder? Are we going to get some track vlogs? Of course! Of course. So, I'm working with a couple companies to help out with things on the 17 STI, and that car is going to be probably 60% track, 40% like daily driving street, kind of just normal driving around kind of thing. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of track stuff with the 17 STI, mainly time attack stuff. I've never done time attack before, and I've always wanted to, so I want to get into it a little bit with the 05 STI while we're building the 17 STI, and then as I start to pick things up a little bit more, I just want to convert over to the 17 STI. That'll pretty much be the dedicated track car at that point. But yeah, lots of track stuff. As for the goal of the car, it'll be set up with 3 tunes. Like tune 1 will be like 600 wheel horsepower. Tune B will be like 800. Tune C will probably be the full chooch, which will probably be around 1,050 to 1,100, somewhere in that range, which I highly doubt that I'll ever use often. But it'll be there if we want it. It'll be there if we want it. Where did I just go? There we go. Marv, sup, bro? I like the videos, man. Always looking forward to them after class and work. Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate it, my friend. Last hospital also gave me a peppermint ring. Permanent ringing in your head. Gee, a peppermint ringing. I don't even know what that would consist of. Someone give this man a couple 100K subs. He deserves it. Hey, appreciate it, Jesse. Appreciate it, my friend. One day, not today, not tomorrow, but one day we will get there. We will get there. Hey, what it do, baby? What's going on, Elvin? What up, dude? Is it worth it buying a 2006 STI in 2021? It's a hard question to answer. That's a hard question to answer because obviously 2006 STI, it's 15 years old. It's gonna have problems. Knowing the track record of how these cars get sold when they're used. Expect a plethora of problems and issues that you're going to have to go in, take care of, and correct. It's not the end of the world. Some are better examples than other ones. My 05 is probably the worst case scenario of what you'd end up buying, where you have to pull the motor, replace valves, resurface stuff. I guess you could have like total, complete long block failure. I guess that'd be worst of the worst. But if you get the right one, yes, my answer is yes. It is still worth it in 2021. What is better, MA Tune or Brent Tune? Is that a joke? Is that a joke? Is that a joke? You guys know how I feel about this. 100% Brent. I'm going to go Brent on that one. Loved your last video. Keep it up. Thanks, dude. Currently building EJ 257 heads. Waiting on buckets. Mine were too big. Hey, that's been me for the past 2 weeks waiting for buckets. And I'm still waiting for one more. I need my 4.5, I think it's a 4.54 bucket is the one I'm waiting on right now for the exhaust cam on the driver's side. I think that's the only one I'm waiting on. Tanner 05 STI, that's what I'm talking about. Built short block with 4,500K. Did compression test the other day. Results were 120, 125, 115, 120. What do you think? Rebuild it. Also doing the leak down test tune. I mean, based off of those numbers, I wouldn't be like, well, screwed, rebuild it. If I were just going off of compression test numbers, I would run that. It's close. It's within a 10% variance of each other. Is it ideal? Obviously not, but it is still within spec. Doing a leak down test is obviously going to give you more insight to what might be going on if, or for whatever reason, cylinder 3 is a little bit lower than everything else. But it's all still within 10% variance of each other. If you really want to cross-reference or cross-check everything, get like a different compression tester, run the test again. I've noticed a couple different compression testers read differently, but just based off of those numbers, I wouldn't be concerned at all. It's not like waving any red flags at me. Yos Media, love learning from you. Hey, appreciate it, Mike. Love being able to share with you guys, my friend. When will you apply for a position at Subaru? Last time I applied at a position at Subaru, I got told no because I know too much. Which was like, what was that? That was like a couple of years ago, actually. I applied to Subaru as a salesperson, just because I thought I could help people. I thought, hey, I know a lot about Subarus. I can help everyone. Nope. I was straight up told by the sales manager that, hey, you know too much about these cars. It just wouldn't work out to have you on the sales team. A whole bunch of stuff. I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense. Why? Why would you want somebody that doesn't know anything about the cars? Then again, I guess I would just try to put everyone in like a WRX or an STI or a BRZ or something like that. But still. Ugh. But no. Tips for diagnosing a lean condition. Have AF correction, 1 near 15%, and thinking I've got a vac leak and have no idea where to start. Start with a smoke test or the soapy water bubble test. That's also a very free and very good way to do it. Soapy water in a sprayer, go around the engine bay, spray a whole bunch of hoses. If you see, obviously, bubbles coming out of it, there's your vacuum leak. If you have access to a smoke tester, I would do that. It's a lot easier. You can like easily see where it's coming from that way. If it's not a vacuum leak at that point, check injectors. Try swapping injectors around, seeing if like an issue follows the injector. If it is cylinder specific, I guess we should say right there. That's what I would start with. What's going on, Subi fan? What up, Army guy? What up, dude? Got any tips for downshifting? Blip the throttle a little bit, so that way you're rev matching, and then just downshift, and you're right there. You're home free. You're home free on that one. What if my car keeps almost dying, mainly when it's idling when it's warm? It's on a stock tune but has a lightweight flywheel. So what do you mean it's almost dying? Like RPMs are like dropping super low, Christian? What do you mean by that one? What do you mean? I need more info. Give me more info. Give me the infos. I'm all about the infos. Speedia, do you even see these comments? Emerson, yes. Do you know? I go through every single comment, my man, so I'm like off to the right. I got 2 chat boxes. One on the... Actually, look. This is going to be some weird Inception stuff. Ugh. Look, I got 2 chat boxes, I got 2 chat boxes. I can actually, like, move this around now. This is kind of weird. This is, like, making me dizzy, though. Not a fan. Now, see, now I got to move the camera again. Now I got to move this guy back. There we go. I actually kind of like that better where it's at now. Ohio salt is disgusting. How disgusting is disgusting? How disgusting is disgusting? Maybe it's that. I mean, I wouldn't suspect a lightweight flywheel being the problem, but there could be a deeper issue that we are just not aware of. Stew, 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 stew. I'm all about it. Look at that. Look at that. We got the stew, stew, stew stuff. Like really bad. How bad though, Eric? How gross is gross? How gross is gross? What's good, brother? What up, Jose? Cars up in the Northeast are notorious for having rust issues. Yeah, I mean, they got so much salt up there. It's just... Nah, there's so much salt. So much. So much. EJ or FA? That's not a fair question. Also, Plumber, appreciate the dono, dude. EJ or FA? EJ. I just like working. I physically enjoy working on EJs more than an FA. I'm going to bring this down a little bit because now I feel like that's too high. Like right there. Perfect. I just physically enjoy working on an EJ more than I do an FA. Although the FA is more efficient. I'll be the first to say that, but it's just EJ. I just enjoy working on the EJ a little bit more. Please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Hey, appreciate it. Ben, policing people out here. They came in today. Omni, what came in today? The buckets? The buckets did come in today. If that's what we're referring to, the buckets did come in. Which downpipe you recommend for a 2017 STI? If Grimspeed, Cobb, ETS, Nameless Performance. Those are going to be like my top 4. What's the best cold air intake you'd recommend? I just bought the ETS front mount intercooler. The Cobb SF, 100%. Cobb SF on that one. I don't like true cold air intakes where they just shove the intake down into the fender, especially up here in Washington when it rains a ton. Like, yeah, even if I were to suck up some water through the intake, I would have to be a lot, and it would have to travel pretty far to be able to hydro lock the engine. But I'm not a fan of my intake sitting like super down low. So my answer on that was always going to be a short ram like Cobb SF or something along those lines. Close to 100 watching, but only 38 likes. Come on, people. Jamie's out here policing people. I'm all about it. All about it. I love it. My boy, how's it going? What up, David? What up, David? How you doing, dude? We're chilling. We're kicking it. We're relaxing. I got my coffee. We're kicking it. We're doing some live stream stuff. We're hanging out. We're chilling. We're relaxing. It is a good Tuesday. Patrick 2019 STI. My same answer. Cobb SF for that one. You can fit it with an ETS front mount with the box. I've done it. What do I think of the Hill County forced induction? Are the rebuilt turbos worth the price? I've never even seen their rebuilt turbos, so cannot confirm, but I will check those out tonight. I'll go take a peek at them tonight. Also, oh my goodness, appreciate the donos, you guys. Stefan, appreciate the, oh my gosh, it's like 3 in a row. You guys are killing it. Stefan, appreciate the dono. Kristen, appreciate it, and Cody, all appreciate it. You guys absolutely just killed it back to back to back to back to back. I feel like that was planned. That had to have been planned. Will a lightweight flywheel cause a grinding, shuddering sound while decelerating around 3,500 RPM in gear? Sound goes away when disengaging the close. No, that should not make that sound. That is not a normal sound. Will lightweight flywheel cause a grinding, shuddering sound while decelerating around 3,500 RPM in gear? Sound goes away when disengaging clutch. No, that's not a normal sound. Am I going to Texas 2K? I wish. I haven't been to Texas 2K in like 5 years or so. It's been a long time since I was at Texas 2K. Reef Automation, what's going on? Hey there, WRX 2020, flex fuel or bigger turbo? Flex fuel first. Do the flex fuels. Flex fuel first. Do you recommend running E15 mix with 93? What is the car? OMX Strike. What is the car? But I mean, honestly, you'd probably be fine running E15. I asked you about TGV deletes in a live stream last week. I bought some on Facebook for $100 and they came with 850cc injectors. My luck may finally be turning around with this build. Hey, that's a pretty good steal. Well, it's not a steal. You paid for them. It's a pretty good deal. It's a good deal right there. S14 Hot Boy, let me buy your D9Rs. Done. Buy them. You got to buy them with tires, though. I want different wheels anyways. You aren't yourself when you're hungry. Dude, I'm always hungry. That's the problem. Literally always hungry. Always hungry. This isn't straight now. It's bothering me. There we go. Much better. Now it's straight. Mickey with the dono. I know, right? Everyone's coming in here killing it. Where's Matt? Matt's at work. Christian, I do apologize. Matt is at work. But I will let him know that you said hello. Are you running any tunes that allows you to switch from E85 to 93 pump whenever? Not on the 05 STI. When the 17 STI still had an EJ in it, yes. Yes, we did. As for right now, I'm not. Skittle is a neon. Oh, the neon. I get it now, Kyle. Now I get it. The neon, there's a whole bunch of, we just got parts in for the neon today. Matt got more parts in for the neon today. He was talking about it, the neon's going to be coming down to you here soon, from what I understand. From what Matt told me. I guess there's some fabrication stuff that he needs taken care of. Opinion on Tome turbos. I mean, it's a Tome turbo. Tome makes good stuff. The Tome, I believe it's Tome arms. I've seen a couple people use their turbos before. They seem good. They seem like quality turbos. I've never personally ran one, but they seem to make some decent power. Thanks for answering. What machine shop did you use for your heads? The Napa off of 96th and Pacific over in like Spanaway, Tacoma. Really quick turnaround time and like pretty affordable. Also, appreciate the dono. Another dono for you. Keep the videos up. Hey, appreciate it, world. Appreciate the dono. Video and audio lost sync. What do you mean video and audio lost sync? I mean, I hope they resynced back up. Why not just run at 100 octane? Accessibility. We don't have access to... I don't have access, I guess I should say, to it. How can I be a VIP stream subscriber like Army Guy? There should be a join button somewhere. Where's my phone? Oh, it's right there. If I pull it up on my phone, I'm going to incept my own stream. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if the universe will allow me to incept my own stream. Wow, that's a very odd thumbnail right there. There should be a join. Yeah, right there. Bam! There should be like a join button right there next to the subscribe button if you want to jump in on the membership program. It's awesome. We got awesome stuff. Reflex Boxer. Lots of good stuff. Is it worth it to get JDM taillights for my 2001 Outback? Yes! I love JDM stuff. I love JDM goodies. I'm all about JDM goodies. And the JDM taillights look pretty good. Pretty good. Hey, bro! Love the vids. Just came across your channel a few days ago. Well, welcome to the live stream, Track Pants. I'm working my way through the content. Keep up the good work from OZ. Hey, appreciate it. We got tons of stuff. There's so many videos. I've made so many videos, and there's so many more to come. Appreciate the support, my man. And Plumber, appreciate the donut. We got Lemonhead over here with, are those ice cream cones or maracas? Either way, I'm all about it. I love it. If you're on mobile, you have to exit out of the chat in the live stream to see the join button. There we go. There we go. Fox coming in with the answers. Oh my god, I can see the veins in your eyes. I know, right? The detail of 4K live streams. It is insane. It's so much better than the old setup, too. What if I just do the whole live stream like this the entire time? We get weird. We get weird. We get weird. I got a set of... I have a set on my O2 H6 Outback. Ooh. Are you gonna set up E on the EG? Yes, we're gonna have to. We're probably gonna do ethanol and methanol. We'll probably run both on that car just so we have options, because we like options. We like options. The sneezing sound is like the Supras and Evos. Answering your questions, I'm racing no one, but I think 750 wheel horsepower is a decent number. LOL. Would you recommend other companies for long block build? 100%. Yeah, check out Outfront. Outfront makes a lot of really good motors too. I'm going to be honest. Outfront is probably who I'm going to be going with in the future for any other engine builds whenever it comes to Subaru stuff that I have done. Jeremy is like a crazy good engine builder. He's pretty quick too with a lot of the stuff. Like the only holdups we were having, it wasn't with Outfront with the EG. It was with JE. Manly, just getting some of the parts in. It was just getting parts in for that thing. Also, Gaming Lance, appreciate the dono. Keep up the vids. Hello from Australia. Lance's Foz, all about it. Appreciate the dono, you guys. Oh, you guys kill it every single live stream. You got to give us a vid of the blob on track, dirt, snow, or canyons once it's abusable. You got it. You already know we're gonna head up to the mountains. We're going to go do mountain runs. I haven't been up to the mountains and actually driven the cars hard in a while. I wanted to take the BRZ up there, but at the time, the weather just wasn't going to be able to cooperate, especially with rear-wheel drive. That car would have been all over the place. Zoomed in with this one. You can already peer into my soul. The other one would be too much. I know, right? The 24 to 105 would just be like straight up eyeball right there. BC coilovers, love them. I use BC coilovers on the 05 STI. I've used them on a lot of cars in the past. Matt's Outback has BC coilovers. They're solid coilovers. You cannot go wrong with BCs. BCs are solid. That like button needs some extra gentle love. Hit it. All right. You talked me into it. I'm going to go like my own video, Eric. Boom. Boom. I liked it. Would you consider running 100 octane fuel in the Dodge Neon SRT4? That's a Matt question. I think Matt was talking about running E85 on that car. I'm not entirely sure, though. I'll have to ask Matt. Are they good for Subis? BCs? Yeah. Yeah, I've used BCs on plenty of Subarus in the past. They're awesome. Awesome coilovers. If you wanted to step up to like the next tier above BCs, I'd probably say get some like Fortunatos. Fortunatos, they're hard to compete with. I was the one who said FP Blue for Cobb 20G. I remember. I remember the beginning of the stream. What are your thoughts on fire locks for Subarus? No head gasket. I'm trying to build the most... Matt and I were talking about this the other day with fire lock rings. Like, you could totally eliminate head gaskets if you just fire locked everything. Like, it's doable. I don't know why people haven't done it, but we're pretty sure that's how Travis Pastrana's Subaru is. That is like the billet block, no head gaskets. Pretty sure everything is fire locked. Fire locks are like, it's not going to break. A fire lock is not going to leak. Like, if you're looking at doing fire locks, 100%, yeah, do them. Yo, I got my STI Bug Eye. Congrats! Now I have a 2017 WRX making 360 to the wheel for a daily and my new 450 wheel horsepower race car. I love it. I'm all about it. I love it. I love me some Bug Eyes. Straight rally car status. Let's do it. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Like I said, fire rings, solid. A fire ring is, and for those who don't know what fire rings are, let me see if I can pull up a Google's of this. Fire ring, Subaru STI. It's like a copper. I didn't even set it up. I didn't even set up the. I did not. Oh, that's not what I want to touch. Don't touch that one. Window capture. That's what I want to touch. Window capture. Where's Safari? Safari. Bam. Fire rings. You can get these ones. Fire rings are essentially... Can we make the picture bigger? There we go. Boom. So they're these seals, so you have to have the block machined out for fire seals, first of all, because they're going to machine out a groove for these fire seals to go in. So you'll have a groove where the fire seal sits. So that way when you put the head onto the short block and you compress it down, it like squishes this gasket together. It's not even a gasket. It's just like copper wire, whatever they're using right there. But it creates such a good seal. Like 100% yes. If you are looking at considering fire rings, by all means, do them. All about it. All about it. Love them. Fortunato and KW coilovers. Fortunato, both good options. I'd probably get Fortunato. Hey, Mr. T, built away LGT with forged pistons has had a drop of 0.750 for 2 minutes as my knock learn hit negative 4.20. Every time I go over 4 pounds of boost, knock learn slowly rising again, even after tune reset. Jordan, if that is the case, I would go in there and start seeing if something might be having an issue. Pull up cylinder roughness on your access port, see if you're getting any misfires or any knock events in these cylinders, so that way you can diagnose it a little bit further. Once you can isolate the problem to one of the cylinders, from there it's just troubleshooting and seeing what's going on. Hopefully it's nothing detrimental, and hopefully it's just an easy, simple fix. Outlier, what's going on, dude? Hey, in one of your last live streams, you made mention not knowing about the Andrew Tech cocktail for the 6-speed trans. Correct. It is 2 redline lightweight, shockproof, and topped off with Motul. Some of the 6 speeds sometimes have synchro grinding into 4th, and this will give it enough grab to fix the issue. Batter runs it in all his cars and highly recommends it to customers. Interesting. I may have to try it in the future then. Like I said, I've never heard of it before up until the other stream, and thank you for bringing the info to the table. But I'll have to try it out sometime. I'll have to see how I like it. If I'm not a fan, I'm going back to Motul, but I'm willing to give it a try. And a friend of mine also picked up today a 2008 Dodge Caliber SRT4. You don't see many of those out on the roads anymore. You don't see too many of them. Love your channel, man. Who is the go-to for built transmission for the 2015 STI? I don't know who builds them, but I know a lot of people use PPG gears. I know that's a fairly common upgrade for people who are wanting to do it. What are you trying to do to the transmission though? Because the STI transmissions are pretty bulletproof transes up to like 800 wheel horsepower. Like, what are you planning on doing with the car over there? What's my plan for the suspension on the EG STI? Good question. Fortune Auto air piston setup. So it's a coilover with an air piston on top of it, so that way we can get 1 to 2 inches of height adjustment. But it's primarily, it rides mainly on the coilovers, and the air piston kit is just there for whenever you need the extra little assistance. But we're definitely going to be using Fortunato's piston like air cut system. What up, Tanner? I send you a DM on IG and still waiting on an answer. I have not been on my phone all day. I do apologize. I've been putting the heads together. Best coilovers for the Suvis, Pacific Northwest Gaming. We talked about that one. Do strut tower braces really make a difference for 2020 WRX? In my opinion, no. Not a real noticeable difference, no. When you start pairing it with a lot of other suspension and chassis bracing stuff, then yes. But on its own, not really. Reef Automation, hey there, new sub. Well, appreciate the support, my friend. Should I go with flex fuel or bigger turbo? Getting E85 can be expensive here. If it's difficult or you don't have easy access to E85, by all means, I would go turbo in that case. If you have easy access to E85 and it is affordable, then I would do E85 before turbo. But in your case, probably turbo. Jacob, what's going on, dude? Hey, man, love the videos. You helped a lot with setting up my own Subi. Hey, glad I could help. My friend. I like my strut bars. I think they help a lot, but that's just me. I personally have not seen any noticeable difference with strut tower bars. I mean, it might be a placebo effect. I don't know. But just like a strut tower bar on its own, I don't see a lot of like driving characteristical feedbacks from it alone. How many miles did your EJ and your 17 STI have when I removed it? I want to say it was like 30,000 on the dot. I want to say that car only has, I could check the mileage on the car, but I'm pretty sure it was like 30,000 miles. WRX 2020 for the E85 turbo question. Definitely, I would do turbo in that case. We talked about that one. Are TGV and EGR deletes mandatory for stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 E85 as well? Please let me know. So TGV and EGR deletes, not necessary, but highly recommended. TGV, it's going to free up a lot of room in the intake manifold for air to be able to get down there, especially when you're using E85. You're trying to shoot a lot of E85 in there. You want the best airflow you can get, but they're definitely not mandatory. E85 doesn't really fall in the category of stage 1, 2, or 3. It's kind of on its own outlier after you get outside of the bounds of like typical stages. But I would suggest them, but not required. If you live in California, my chat just jumped. Wow, I am so far back in these comments. If you live in California or Hawaii, E85 can be very expensive. In California? I thought it was cheap in California. With a closed deck block, is it advised to get cylinder 4 cooling mod? Where's all these cylinder 4 cooling mod questions coming from tonight? Still helps. Definitely still helps. Highway driving is good. It keeps engine cool and less work on the the motor has. True. Hey Tanner, on these engine builds, do you pay in full for the components and parts, or do you ever pay monthly? Also, that's actually all right. That's a fair question. If I ever buy all my parts in full, or if I do monthly payments on stuff, and I'll be honest, car parts get expensive. I do take advantage of monthly payments with some car parts. Yeah, I do. Especially when it comes to stuff like the 05 STI where I'm on a time crunch and I don't have all the cash up front. I have no problem. I have good credit. It's not like it's like stupid expensive. I think APR is like 2% or something like that on some of those sites. But yeah, I mean, I've used it in the past whenever I had to buy big purchases, whenever I've spent way over my budget. But yeah, nothing wrong with that. Also, do catch cans or AOS's void warranty? Yes, both of them will. Anytime you have to change the... anytime you go to change PCV systems in a car, the manufacturers don't really like it, and it doesn't necessarily void your warranty, but it gives them a reason to deny claims. It gives them a reason to deny claims. But in Whiteville, North Carolina, E85 is not available. Yeah, we have like three E85 stations up here. It's not fair. Is it worth it to? Pacific Northwest Gaming? I answered your question, man. Can I run Tome exhaust with catless J-pipe on my 17 exhaust without a tune for a little bit? No, definitely get a tune. Do not do that without a tune. My 05 STI that I just bought blew the engine. That was very similar to me. I'm sorry to hear, Emerson. I'm sorry to hear. I'm here. What up, Pony? What up, Don? What up, dude? Make small dog a rock star. I think he's like right here. He's chilling right here. Come here, tiny dog. We have the tiny dog. I'm here. What up? I feel your pain, Emerson. Hey, I need your advice. I have a career in real estate. I drive 24/7 to work. WRX or STI? WRX, you're going to get better fuel economy, better low-end power, and it's still very tunable and very mod-friendly. Hellcats, not helmets. Autocorrect. Oh, you retracted your last one. Emerson Sims, now you can drop an EG33 into it. I like your style, Army guy. I like it. I'm all about it. Last question about the Adafuses. LOL. What did you tap into on your 17? Appreciate the help. On my 17, I tapped into... Thank you. Yes, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Okay. Yes. On my 17 STI, I tapped into the 12-volt outlet, and I believe the window switches. Anything that is like non-critical to the car running is what I tap into. Bro Xander. Can we get a shout out to the lifted Subarus? Yes. Shout out to all the lifted Subarus. Bam. All right. I love your mechanical acumen and how you make your videos too, bro. I appreciate it, dude. LMAO, peppermint ringing. I just caught back up to the peppermint ringing comment. Oh my gosh. I'm like halfway through comments. Small dog, go be free. There you go. Go get your dinner. Small dog face is all like WTF again. The lap in front of the computer again. Dude, he jumps up here all the time. Don't let him fool you. He likes being up here. Love your channel, man. I had a question about who is the go-to person for built transmissions. Touched on that one earlier. Hey, boss. What up, Gaming Lance, dude? Just wanted to stop by and say hi, and your new cam setup looks crisp. Thank you. Miss last stream and half of this one. Camera looks fantastic. Thank you. I love this thing. I love this setup. It works so much better. It's just the USR. I'm using like a cam link thing from Elgato. Sounds like Delgato, but it's Elgato. Works beautifully. Scene 1 traded in with a cracked block. Oof. About the 2006 STI, they're getting super rare and will go up from value from here on. I do agree. I think that the 04 through 07 STIs are going to start going up in value in the next 5 years or so when people continue to part them out, people continue to crash, and people continue to let them die. I do think that the GDs are going to start going up in value in the future. I found your channel just this week. Welcome, Mike, and I love it. I have a 2010 WRX, and having your videos to watch as a guide are very helpful. Hey, glad I can share, my man. Why don't you get a 94 STI? I actually almost bought one. Instead of the 05 STI, I almost bought, it was a 1993, and it was a WRX, but It's almost same. I would have modified it and made it better, but they're expensive. Like, people want way too much money for old JDM imported cars. It's just not, I don't think it's worth it. I personally don't think it's worth it. Your videos are awesome. Keep up the great work. Do you do anything about the 2010 to 2012 Legacy GTs? I don't right now, but if I could ever get my hands on one, I would definitely make content on them because they are cool cars. What engine should I put in my blown 05 STI? I mean, that, Emerson, that really depends, dude. It depends on what you're going to be using the car for. It depends on what you're going to be, what your budget is. Like, do you want to go like all out like track car? Do you want to go all out like power? What are you going to be using the car for? If you're just looking to get it back on the road, just get like a Type RA short block, rebuild your heads, slap them on there, put all your accessories back on, and get it back on the road. That's like the cheapest, easiest way to do it. What does the pill restrictor do when installing a J-pipe for FA20? I believe it helps control boost. I'm not 100% sure on that one because I haven't played with that too much. Which mofo disliked it? There's always one. There is always one. Don't know why, but there's always one. By getting a Pro Tune Dyno Tune, is it normal to see negative 1.4 feedback? Not. Yes, 100%. You are going to see negative 1.4, negative 2.8 all the time. I promise. Would anybody in the chat consider buying a 1994 STI? I would consider it if it was the right price. I'm buying a 2021 WRX this month. 3% APR approved World Rally Blue. Ooh, good color choice. Mine's going to go back to World Rally Blue. My 17 STI, that one's going to go back to being blue here soon. Sean, yo! I seen your vid about pulling ball joints. I mean, anytime you can just say ball joints and pickle fork in the same sentence. Whew, it's a fun day. That's a fun day. So the RPMs drop to like 200, and is usually when it's warm. That's like super low. I would think alternator would be the first thing that comes to mind if your RPMs are like dropping that low. I would pull it, get it tested by like Napa, AutoZone, O'Reilly's. That would be my first thought on that one. EJ rules. O'Doyle rules. Well, under the lake is our salt mines. Morton sea salt comes from under the... It eats all our cars. Not a fan. Doug, 4-port. You know you want that faster spool. We're back with the 4-port. Small dog, do you need to go potty? Do you need to go outside? Okay. I need to eat dinner anyways. All right, I got to hop off, you guys. Small dog needs to go outside and go potty in. I need to eat dinner, and I need to get back out there and continue to grind some of these valve buckets for the 05 STI. But appreciate all the donos tonight, you guys. Appreciate everyone swinging through. If I did not get to your question, I do apologize. Swing by the next live stream. Try to get in as early as possible. Normally about 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Matt will more than likely be in the next one on Friday. For you, Christian, figured I'd throw that one out there. But anyways, I hope everyone has a good rest of their week. I need to go focus on getting this 05 STI back on the road. So I hope, well, I just said that. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies.